Hello everyone, this is Plankera, and welcome to my universe. Today, I'm going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. So, last time I did the side hair, and looking at it again today, well, as usual, my future self is a little bit pickier than my past self, so I see a few things I want to fix. Oh, hello there, Luminance! And yes, I have started now. I have indeed started now. So I just want to take another look at this highlight over here. Checking that everything is the way that I want it to be on the left turn as well, and I do think that there actually is something that I want to change there. So I will start there. Just the very top of it, the angle is slightly different. Now that I actually look at it over here again, you can see it goes up and then whoop, changes direction very slightly up there. Yeah. There we go. And then once I start lining those things up again, I will have to revisit the lower left. That's okay. I can do that. Well, thank you, and thanks for stopping by. As always, I'm just going right into stuff here. Gonna do some gentle adjustments there. Okay, yeah, I think that looks a little bit better there. Okay, so now let's get that lined up with up here, because I see when I move this, there's like this spot over here and this little highlight over here, it all kind of starts freaking out. Look at that wiggle. So, let's go in and start fixing that here. Everything needs to just come this way quite a lot. And actually, I might need to check that little angle on several turns, because I don't think I had ever particularly noticed it before. So I think I'm gonna go and fix it everywhere before I get too deep into things here. So I'm just gonna go put in a tiny little turn there. Just the tiny one. And hopefully that'll make things look just slightly better here. Though that looks really crooked, so I'm probably gonna have to go mess with that a little. Honestly, everything over here looks a little crooked. Okay, I'll worry about the side a little bit later. That'll be twitchy. Okay, now I can start getting this back to the upper left here. Gotta think about it for a second. Always getting the left and right confused in my head. Honestly, it doesn't help that rigging standards uses the character's view for the direction. So, like, this is the right eye, and this is the left eye. And, oh man, I just get all kinds of, turned around by that. You'd think that knowing the difference between left and right wouldn't be that hard, but here I am. So let's see here. There's... Over here I think needs to be a little bit thicker as well. All in all, just some small adjustments I want to make before moving on to the next area of hair. Cook with your spoon. What else would you cook with? Like a more specialized spoon or what? Because I think it's pretty normal to just use whatever is laying around. That way you have to do less dishes. Cook egg? I wouldn't know. I've never cooked eggs. I don't like eggs. I'm not sure what my husband does when he cooks his. The only time I eat eggs is when you put them in cakes and stuff. And for that, it is indeed normal to use a spoon or some kind of whisk. Well, for the most part, I don't cook. If I can't put it in the microwave or just eat it raw, I generally don't eat it. And for the things that I do eat cooked, my husband is the one that does the cooking. So for what I have for breakfast is typically a microwave dinner and a bunch of spinach. So there you go, my eating habits are perhaps not the worst, but perhaps not the best. But I do like having my big bowl of spinach, it's very tasty. Not that one. But eggs are good for you. I actually did eat quite a lot of eggs when I was pregnant, because I know that the food that you eat is more likely to be liked by your kids if you eat it while you're pregnant. So I really did want them to like eggs, because I know it's very good for you and very easy to make. So I tried to eat a lot of eggs. Did not like them, but I did my best. I was very happy when it turns out my kids do indeed like eggs. So, both of them. So, mission accomplished. I tried to eat so well while I was pregnant just for this reason. Honestly, I also wouldn't be surprised if it's why my daughter likes macaroni and cheese way more than my son does. Because I had these weird, bizarre, super intense cravings for macaroni and cheese. The terrible box macaroni and cheese. While I was pregnant with her. Fun facts about tiny humans. Couldn't tell you what was making me want it so much, but oh man did I. And I ate it often. Gotta say, biology is pretty wild. Just the things that your body can make you do. Alright, I do feel like all of this is slowly but surely coming together, but I think I'm gonna have to move a bunch of stuff around. I'm trying to figure out what's not working for me here. Because there's something that's wrong. I'm just trying to figure out what it is, because I'm not quite sure what it is right now. Checking all the angles to take in as much information as I can. I think part of it might be the angle of this strand there. So I'm wondering if I should tilt it back a little bit more. At the very least, I think the highlight on this part of the strand right here needs to be a little bit higher up. So let's go ahead and do that. Just slide this on up a little bit. All of these little vertices. Yeah, I think that helped a little bit. Although now these ones are sliding down. So I need to move them up too. I guess this problem existed in more than one place, and I just hadn't noticed. That does happen sometimes, but yeah, it's like if you look really closely at this highlight running down on this strand right through here, you can see that right around here it starts changing color. And I was just noticing that that seemed a little bit too low. So I needed to raise all of these vertices upward just a little bit here. So with any luck, that'll make things look a little bit nicer. Need to mess around with some other things here, because I'm trying to keep the triangles at least relatively straight. When they're not straight, that's typically a sign that I'm doing something wrong. Okay, let's see how that looks. It's a little bit better here. Oh yeah, even just from here it's a little bit better. Okay, and now this area, the very top of the highlight, running down there, needs to be just a little bit higher up, I think. Just all of these little details that have to come together. Oh, there's so many little details in her hair. It can be a little bit tiring sometimes. So for the past little while, I've actually been working on the first draft of my script for the comic idea that's been floating in my head for a while. And it's actually been going pretty well. I like the idea, and now that I'm actually writing it down, things are coming together. Because I was a little bit stuck on it for a while. But go figure, actually writing helps. It took me a little while to get into a groove, but for like, I don't know, I want to say the past 5 days or so, I've been writing about 1,000 words a day. So I am hoping that I will have enough to actually start drawing things. Or start drawing like my first draft and storyboarding and whatnot, meaning I will have much of the script written, much of the character designs done and all that stuff by the end of the year. So that is my hope. We'll see how I do. Unfortunately, I think writing on stream is a bit beyond my ability. I wonder if there's people able to do that. Are there people out there that are able to talk and write at the same time? That just seems so hard. Like, how would you keep two concrete thoughts in your head at the same time of what you're trying to say and also what you're trying to write down? Do people that try just start typing out what they're saying instead of what their book is supposed to be about? So I'm not quite sure if I want to attempt that part, but maybe I can at least do some of my character designs on screen. That might be kind of interesting. Although the first part of my character design process might be hard to do on stream, because a lot of it is... I do a lot of staring at Google Images. I don't know, I'll think about it. I still got some time before I want to get into doing character designs. So it's all good. And besides, I've still got a lot more to do on this model here. And I definitely want to finish that before I start doing any more things on stream. One thing at a time. So that's where my thoughts have been lately. I'm looking forward to making some of this stuff real so people can actually see it, as opposed to just having it be this abstract stuff in my head. Because as long as it's all locked up in there, no one can really enjoy it. All I can do is occasionally ramble about what little bit makes sense to do so. Because it's kind of hard to talk about it too much without proper context. But still, I've been able to kind of get into a groove and actually get to the point where I can write lots and lots of words every day. So I will take it. I think I've gotten past that initial hump I remember existing when I was starting to draw more regularly. Of just, oh man, it's so hard, my brain is tired. Let's just, I don't know, watch YouTube or something instead. It'd be so much easier. Just take a quick rest, right? And various things like this, but now it's just, I sit down and I do the thing, and it's great. So, feeling good. Because yeah, it is really hard at first. So I'm very glad that I am kind of past that initial, oh man, my brain, this is like suffering. But it's just one of those things that you kind of got to work through if you actually want to get things done and finish the projects that you start. Alright, and now all that stuff around the strand I think is looking much better. Just all through here. Do think I need to lower this transition color right here. But otherwise, yes, I think everything is much better than it was before. So now hopefully I can start fixing that little highlight right there. Okay, yeah. We're getting somewhere. Now then. Back to aligning this highlight. I don't remember what caused me to go down that rabbit hole or even what I was trying to fix exactly, but whatever, everything looks better now, so it was probably worthwhile. Always funny how that kind of stuff works out. So the very first thing that I like to do when working with this area is, as always, the very top. So there's just this slight color change that I'm looking at here, and I'm trying to line that up with everything. So that is the first order of business here. Just line up that little highlight and that little color change. And it just seems like I have the entire thing a little bit too far to the left. So I'm gonna pull that back over and go from there. Yeah, I think this is already working much better. Still looks a little squirmy, but I'll fix it. It's fine. Yeah, that's a bit too much of a curve there. Once again, I'm trying to get that little slight angle change at the top, now that I've noticed it. Now that I've noticed it, I just want to put it everywhere. So when I logged in this morning, I noticed that there was a new Echoes of a Phantasm in Path to Nowhere. I don't tend to be as excited about those ones because they tend to just be stages, whereas I am largely still playing this because I enjoy the writing, and there's generally no story associated with it. Just tiny bits of lore occasionally. So I'll probably still play through the stages when I have time and feel like it. But otherwise, I probably won't have too much to say about it. Man, lining up that highlight is proving to be a little bit difficult here. It's making me wonder if I have it in a good spot on the left side. I mean, it looks like I do. Yeah, over here. Looks pretty okay. Definitely gonna have to fix this in the lower left, but that's to be expected, since I did move some things on the left turn itself a little bit earlier. So I guess I'll just go back in and keep trying some things. Okay, that helped a little bit. And then I think I'm gonna try to change things a little bit on the left head turn here. That might do something. But you can see, I'm not moving it around very much. Just a tiny, tiny bit. Although, man, the way it's moving still just feels off. I don't know how to describe it, but it just feels off. Let's see. Might be because I tilted this a little bit too far back. So let's try pushing that just a little bit more forward here. We'll just pretty small brush for this. Okay, so I think I see part of the issue in that there's just a bunch of tiny little colors there, and the angle on one of them that I see fairly clearly is going a little more upward than it should. So I think if I have that spot a little bit flatter, that'll help. Yeah. Okay, let's do that over on the upper left now. Just pull those little vertices down a little bit. See if that helped a little. A little, yeah. It helped a little. Now I just want to pull this dark line. Oh, autosave. Okay. Just want to pull this dark line a little bit more toward the highlight. I think it was just a little bit too far away. Oh man, I had an itch way up on my shoulder that was hard to reach. Always interesting when that happens. Okay, now that I'm actually looking at it, this little pink strand right there, a little bit too short. So I'll go ahead and just bring all this down just a little. Okay, I'm gonna hide some hair over on the back because it's making it a little bit hard for me to see where the edge of the side bang is. So I'll go ahead and hide it for a little bit, and I'll turn it back on once I'm sure I'm happy with the side here. But yeah, it looks like it was indeed kind of caving in on itself. So I'm glad I double-checked. It was one of those things of, I can't tell if that's the layer caving in on itself or it's just a texture on a different layer. Oh, I'm not sure what layer that is. What is that? Oh, that's their back hair. Okay. Alright, let's floop this up a little bit. There we go. Okay, now I can go turn some of these back on. Because now I think I can feel a little bit more confident that the outer edge of that side bang is actually the way I want it to be. Okay. I think that's looking much better than it was before. So I'm glad I went through and made all those changes. Let me double check this side too. I didn't remember seeing anything in particular when I looked at it before the stream started. Yeah, now that I look at it, I think the strand needs to be a little bit straighter. So let's go ahead and fix that there before I move on. So I just want to adjust the angle a little bit. I don't think it curves quite that much here. Yeah, you can see it goes pretty straight and then just suddenly changes direction at the end. So let's go ahead and get that all in there. Get it all nice and smooth and pretty. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I think I can be happy with that. Okay. Which means it's time to go on to the next clump of hair. Which in this case, I think is going to be up here. I kind of wanted to poke at that area and get all the highlights and this little tunnel looking nice. I kind of want to get everything to the point where I can just move her head up and down and up and down. Have everything look okay. Honestly, it's pretty close to that. It really is looking pretty good. I'm happy. So easy to get distracted. Just by flinging everything around. Okay. Let's get things right here. So first things first. This side of the tunnel needs to come a little bit further this way. Get some of that sweet 3D effect in here. We should see a little bit more inside of the tunnel compared to the left turn, but we should see less of this side of the tunnel because our head is turning to the left. And indeed, I do think that helped a little bit. I actually think that I want to adjust the right turn too. Oh man, or left, excuse me, the left turn as well. Which I'm just like, oh man, I'm really gonna have to check the lower left again before I finish all this. Gonna have to make sure that all of that still looks good. Because I'm changing so many things. But that looks really nice. Look at that. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. Let me adjust it on the lower left now. I remember that I had some difficulty here, so hopefully it'll all be okay. I don't think I need to move things too much here. Just enough to make it so things don't look strange. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. Let's see, I think in this little underneath part, there's still a spot I want to fix. I want it to be showing a little bit more of the black texture. Because that's how everything else in this area looks, and then suddenly it disappears, and... well, that's just weird. But there we go. I think that looks better. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all looking really good. I'm happy. Okay, time to adjust the rest of the hair in this area. But honestly, I don't think it looks too bad. Man, even with me taking my sweet time on that side bang there, looks like I'll still be getting a fair amount done. Life is good. I've just been feeling incredibly productive lately, and it feels good. I do enjoy that feeling of progress. This is why I'm going through and raising all my sinners and Path to Nowhere to potential 3. Gotta max out everything. Let's go. Man, I have so many consciousness crystals and the like stacked up too, so I really should be able to level up many things. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. Now we got some crunchiness in some of the strands through here, so let's go ahead and make those look nice. Like, look at the wave here. It looks very silly. So I think the next step really is just making everything smooth. And that is comparatively easy and relaxing. I feel like I'm just in rendering mode at this point. And when I'm in rendering mode when drawing stuff, it's like, man, I can be thinking about so many things. Okay, I think that's looking pretty smooth. I'm actually going to hide the little strand here for just a second. Probably just go back and add him at the end, it's fine. I just want to make sure that everything underneath here is nice and smooth so that this way I can let that strand move freely when it comes time to add the physics. It can just move however it wants and not be concerned about how everything underneath it looks. Be free, little strand. Alright, so I think I have most of this smoothed out here. I feel like the finishing touches of smoothing always takes a little bit. But I do like to get things looking nice. It makes me happy. The autosave, having to pause everything for just a second. I might increase the amount of time between autosaves again, or maybe I should actually restart the program like I've been meaning to for a while now. I also need to reboot my computer, but like, man, I just haven't felt like it. It's like I hate rebooting my computer. I have to get everything set up again, and that's just so much work. That's why I had to kind of wrangle Windows into submission and tell it to stop rebooting when I don't want to. Microsoft's going out of their way to make people install updates. I don't blame them, but at the same time, it's my computer and I'm gonna do what I want. Stop telling me what to do. You're not my mom. Okay, I don't actually like the curve on this, so I'm gonna move it a little bit higher up. Just casually changing my mind here after I spent some time cleaning it up, but what else is new? I do that sometimes, and I think it's okay. Perhaps a little bit unfortunate, but... And I do think that this just looks much better. Definitely worth the little bit of extra effort that I'd have to do to clean it all up again. It's fine. Not the end of the world. I've been working on other digital painting too, and there's been a couple of points where I've had to redraw lots of things, or I try something and then I have to drastically change something else, and it's always for the best. It takes a bit of extra time, but the result is just worth it. It just is. Yeah, I think that's better. I like the way the highlights are shifting, so I think that's gonna be good for that area. So I guess I'll just keep moving on. Keep moving on to the next one. If I'm being honest, a lot of the things over here are still looking pretty good. I don't even think I need to change that much about this strand through here. It's like I can definitely tell that I'm getting a little bit tired, as is common when I've been rigging for almost an hour. So we'll see what the me of tomorrow thinks. The me of tomorrow who is always pickier than the me of today. But so far, I think that this strand is actually looking pretty alright overall. Just gotta get the start of it into the right place and kind of the right shape. Pull this whole thing way on over here. Because this is where it belongs. Kinda loosely connected to the top of the side bang there. Maybe not that far, though. That's overdoing it a little bit. Now it's just squirming. And that is no good. Is that in the wrong place? It is! Okay. So let's see, this on the top view is not in the right place, so let's fix that. Definitely got to get it right on this angle before I can really get it right on other angles. So what I want it to do is look like it's connecting to roughly the same place on the side bang there. And it just was not doing that before. But now I think it is. Now I think it's doing a little bit better. So I should be able to shape it properly now, and just not have everything squirming all over the place. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, I'm seeing something a little bit off in this area right there. So I'm gonna go stare at that for a second here. Now that I have all the other hair around it kind of the way I want it. There's just something not quite right here. I think I know what it is. And I had to push this area a little bit further to the right. I think I just did it a little bit too much. So let's bring some of that back over. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Now I just need to get that little shadow kind of cutting that area in half. Looking a little bit straighter and nicer. And just generally better. Fortunately, I have a pretty nice triangle pattern here, so I can just follow the triangles. They know exactly what to do here. Yeah, that's much better. And then I think I also need to pull out just the very top of it right here. Just pull some of these little guys out. They look like they're getting a little bit compressed. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Alright, so now I guess I can go back to looking at this strand right here. I think the top of it is actually looking pretty good there. Not a lot I really want to change. So I'll go take another look at the tip there. I remember seeing some things not moving quite the way I wanted them to. I do feel like it's getting a little bit short. And indeed, it's getting a little bit short on the top view as well. So, that tells me that I need to make things just a little bit longer here. And I gotta do that before I go in and start working on the upper left. Otherwise, things will just be misaligned forever. And that would be deeply unfortunate. Alright, I think that's looking much better. So now let's line that up over here and get it to be the right length on the upper left. I'll see if there's anything else I want to fix up on this strand. I think this is going to be the last strand I poke at for today, though. There we go. I just want to get, I think the length is right. So now that we start getting the angle on it just right. Make it just absolutely perfect. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. This strand doesn't need to move that much. I do feel like that the vertices down here are getting a little bit stretched out. So let's go ahead and try to make them a little bit more uniform here. It's okay, that's just the hazard of using the brush to do movement. I think it's a little bit easier in the long run, but it does mean I have to fix some things up at the end. There, that's much better at the tip there. So now I just want to get the length and width of all of these other little parts throughout the side bang here into just the right spot. The autosave is back for one last hello before it's time to stop. It's okay. Hello, autosave. You will always be appreciated. Okay, just cleaning up the edge a little bit here. And then I think everything will be pretty good. Just felt like this edge through here was just a little bit crunchy. So I gotta find the right balance between all these little vertices. It is a little bit hard to move. I don't think 3 rows of vertices was actually enough for that strand. There's way too much going on it for such a simple mesh. But I'm making it work nonetheless. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of lifting up too much, so I want to bring it back down just a little bit here. That's probably why I had it that way before. It just looks a little bit funny. Let's see if I can get it a little bit smoother than that. There's just like a couple of little spots here and there that are just no good. It's alright, I'll get it nice and smooth. And all will be well. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good, assuming that the movement is good. Yeah, that's much better. Alright, I think I will stop here for today. So, thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I'll see you all tomorrow.